I have issues with mainstream news, babes.
So does everybody.
I think so. Which is very hopeful for our country.
No, I think a lot of people are waking up and not listening to mainstream news anymore.
But here's a recent thing.
Okay.
We're going to get into it in a minute, but Coolio died the other day, and we have a lot to say about it.
Okay.
I like his cartoon from the ghetto, you don't.
No.
And other stuff he did.
Yeah.
But as a segue into that.
Okay.
World News Tonight releases their program as a podcast.
Uh-huh.
So when you were sleeping, I was wondering how they covered it last night.
Yeah.
And obviously, I didn't expect it to be the main story with the hurricane in Florida. What's it called?
Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also is hitting South Carolina, and it's hitting Cuba.
Mm-hmm. So
it's a pretty big hurricane.
If Coolio would have been the main story on it, of course I would have been more upset than anything because of the devastation of Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
But you figure it's going to be in the mix because they have their top stories.
Yeah.
And then they also, at the end of the program, they say, or when they're wrapping up the wrap up for the newscast that night, they'll say, and then we're going to report on this, and then this, and then they do the theme music and whatnot.
Yeah.
Near the end of the wrap up, they say, instead of saying, and Grammy Award winning artist Coolio dies, they say, and we know now how Princess Elizabeth died.
Oh, Queen Elizabeth?
Or Queen Elizabeth, whatever she was.
Oh, are we going to talk about this again?
Well, because they talked about it. Oh. Instead of having Coolio on the thing, they put her.
They already put her to rest, and I don't think anyone's talking about it much anymore.
They were on ABC News last night.
So I don't watch ABC News.
And spoiler alert, she was old.
I know she was old.
And that's
she was 96.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. She's 96. They didn't mention anything about Coolio?
They might have in the actual news program, but in the opening sequence when they're saying what's going on, they mention her over him.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't say anything about him in the opening to it.
Oh, I don't care, Bubs. I don't watch World News Tonight.
I was just interested to see how the mainstream media covered his death.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a pretty big. I was, dare I say, even bigger in my life than the death of Queen Elizabeth.
I understand some people feel differently. I mean, I'm pretty neutral on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Queen Elizabeth thing, I'm neutral because I don't know much about the royal family because I don't follow them much. I just know a little bit about them, but not enough to understand, what goes on.
They got paper.
And I don't care if they got money either.
Yeah. They got a lot of it, though.
But you seem to care a lot about how people, how much their net worth is. And I'm like, I don't care.
I'm
really
fascinated by that stuff.
I don't care.
And one of the princes, I guess, left a few years ago. And
yeah, Prince Harry, yeah.
People were making a big deal about it. He's giving up all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, no, he's not. They're going to give him some cash. And, just based off his
he was relieved of his princely duty. So that means that he's even though he's still a part of the family, he's not a prince anymore.
Right, but he's still got some paper. It ain't like he's in a
William served in the British military, I think. Either William or Harry served in the military.
Okay, when they say a member of the royal family served in the military, you know what that means. They're not going to send him off on the front lines of the war.
Oh, Bubs, I don't want to talk about who's rich and who isn't.
Okay.
I really don't care.
Okay, I'm sure.
To tell the truth, I don't care.
I'm sure he did a lot of good in the military. What? I'm just saying.
Okay. Oh, I think this is going to be the episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Pointless.
Right. That's a great name for this. He served in the military the same way that George W. Bush did. Let's put it to you like that.
Okay, I don't care about the Bushes.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care about that part.
Well, anyways, moving on. Let's talk about Coolio.
Yeah, I just found this out yesterday.
You were watching some conservative news channel and they were talking about his death, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was just that one part that I'm just like, whoa, I was watching a clip of it. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
We were talking on the phone. You told me before they even had it on Hip Hop DX. Mm-hmm. Because after we got off the phone, I checked with them, and they weren't even talking about it yet.
I didn't hear about it anywhere else, and I'm like, whoa, are you kidding me?
Later in the day, mainstream media started reporting on it. But yeah, he died. He was 59 years old.
Only 59.
Only 59. He was a big influence on our childhood.
He was very big in the mid 90s, especially with the Clueless soundtrack and his version of Fantastic Voyage, which was very, very popular, and of course, Gangster's Paradise.
That set him over the top, though.
Yeah, it did.
That made him into a huge superstar. I was thinking about him the other week for a minute because of various things. I've always been a fan of his. I know that he had his issues over the years, but I'm a fan of some of the album tracks, or a lot of them, actually.
Yeah.
And this morning, I thought it would be fun to play you Cartoon from the Ghetto, because it had been a while since I heard about it, since I heard it, off the It Takes a Thief album, which is the one that has Fantastic Voyage on it.
Yeah.
I forgot about the homophobia in the song. But besides for that, it was pretty much the same. No, it was not your taste. You gave up after a verse and a half.
Yeah, it was like, that kind of reminds me of Bad Nursery Rhymes by 2 Live Crew, and I think when I heard that song from this girl who brought that tape with her on the bus, we were pretty young. I think I had to have been 10 years old when I heard that. And
okay.
I'm like, wow, I can understand why people are really a little bit, are some people are up in arms about 2 Live Crew, but yeah, it kind of reminded me of that, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
I got a side question for you then.
Yeah.
I know the Jaylo of today who clutches her pearls when she hears people swearing. But I'm wondering, and I know you didn't swear as a little kid, when you heard that song from 2 Live Crew, and I actually don't know their music that well, outside of Me So Horny.
Yeah.
But did you think to yourself, this is funny, or were you repelled by swearing even back then?
I didn't understand it, to tell you the truth. I mean, it wasn't just the swearing, but I'm just thinking, why would this girl listen to this, and how did she get this tape?
Oh.
I mean, I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it in depth, because I'm like, oh, my friend is letting me listen to some of her stuff, and she had other stuff too. But I was thinking, how was she able to get this? Because she wasn't even. I don't think she was even 13 then, when she had this.
Maybe she had like an older sibling who she stole her from.
No, she was the oldest.
Oh.
I if I remember correctly, she was the oldest in her family. So I'm not sure how she was able to get it. I don't remember when that sticker thing started. Was that
parental advisory?
Yeah.
I want to say late 80s.
Okay.
We can thank Tipper Gore for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if the parents really wanted to know what was in it, they could have just read the lyrics, but
or listen to it.
And talk to the kids about it. But yeah, I didn't know how she was able to get it. I didn't ask. I was more repelled by the subject matter. The words didn't help, but I was also repelled by the subject matter of it too.
Legit, if I heard the song, I don't remember it. So what was it about?
Oh, it was just his take. It was just the 2 Live Crew's take on nursery rhymes, but it was very X-rated.
Interesting.
It was very X-rated. Like basically like the old woman who lived in a shoe. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. You can kind of think about what could have happened and how she had those children.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Right. Yeah. That's the kind of nursery rhymes that was. Yeah, and it's no one. It is a no wonder why that their stuff never got put on the radio, except for Me So Horny. But
yeah, I do remember hearing that on MTV back in the day. Me So Horny.
Yeah.
Not on the radio though.
Did I hear it on MTV? I think I did. I think it was MTV.
They played it. They might have played it later at night though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the kids were sleeping.
Or supposed to be.
Yeah.
What did you think of the beef between Luke and Dr. Dre?
I don't pay attention to hip hop beefs.
Okay.
Apparently that's your thing, but it's not mine.
They squashed it apparently, but they had a beef for a minute.
Yeah.
And then Luke was even in The Players Club, which Ice Cube directed.
Oh yeah?
That movie, you've seen it?
No.
Okay. It's him. It's about the lady from the Hit It Up video. Or the Toss It Up video. The Tupac video.
Okay.
You know that song he did with Casey and JoJo? I like the way you give it to me. Let me see it, toss it up.
I think I heard that one.
She's in Players Club, if I remember right. It was a relatively big film.
Okay. I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah. Cube's performing in town tomorrow, and I wanted to go and see it, but the cheapest tickets are like $50 before taxes. Yeah.
Well, I can understand why he would charge that much, even though I think it's a ridiculous price, but he is known throughout. So
he does have Warren G in the Dog Pound, but he also has Ja Rule, and I'm not really a Ja Rule person.
Nor am I.
Yeah, I would be more upset if I hadn't already seen Cube perform live before.
Yeah, I mean, some Ja Rule stuff is okay, but he sounds too much like DMX.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they'll probably say something about Coolio. I mean, I know Ice Cube knew him.
Yeah.
Because of his connection with Dub C. It's so weird that Dub C and Coolio were in a group together before Coolio became famous and before Dub C joined Da Lynch Mob and later went on to do the West Side Connection albums.
Oh, wow.
With Cube and Mac 10.
Okay.
Yeah. But Coolio is on that song Colorblind from Ice Cube's album Death Certificate, which is his second solo album after America's Most Wanted.
Oh, wow.
Death Certificate came out in October of 91. Am I right about that?
Don't ask me, Bubs.
Okay.
I don't own any Cube albums.
Oh.
I have no idea. You're into that world more than I am, so I can't answer that question.
It's one of the last tracks on the album. And to be honest, if we're going to keep it real here, I didn't even know he was on that song until about 10 years ago, because that's not my favorite song from the album.
Oh, wow.
And Coolio is one of the last rappers on it.
Oh, wow.
So I think I listened to it once back in the day. And then like 10 years ago, I'm just listening to some Ice Cube music. I decided to hear it all the way through, and I hear a young Coolio on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In 91.
Yeah.
Wow, he was only in his 20s then.
I think so.
Yeah.
29 maybe?
Around
maybe
28.
28 depending on when they recorded.
Yeah, young Coolio.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so crazy that he's no longer with us.
I can't believe he has 10 kids.
I know.
Wow. I didn't even know he was married.
I knew that he had older children because he used to be on Tom Snyder's Late Show. Mm-hmm. He did it a few times back in the day, and I think he talked about having kids. And he told this story about how one time these bullies were chasing him and wanted to beat him up when he was a kid.
Yeah.
His sister locked the door, and I think she said, if you don't fight them, I'm going to tell mom that you didn't fight, and she's going to beat you up. So he had to fight the bullies. And if I remember the story right, it's not that he, beat them senseless.
Yeah.
But he did well enough to where they left him alone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And according to Tom Snyder, during his interview, Coolio loved reading.
Wow.
Yeah, because he said something like, you developed a love for reading, which persists to this day, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you don't hear a lot about rappers that, and I mean, at least I don't hear a lot about rappers who love to read stuff.
There are some.
And write, yeah.
Lupe Fiasco, I heard, reads a lot. Will Smith.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
But you don't hear a lot about them reading.
No, but I'm sure there's a lot more literate rappers than you would think.
And thinking about that, so we haven't talked about R. Kelly in a while, but in what I saw of Surviving R. Kelly, when his wife met him, he had a hard time with reading.
Oh.
But he was able to write those songs.
That's interesting.
It is interesting, and she got teary-eyed because she's like, where was the man that didn't know how to read very well? What kind of why, he's different than when I met him. So, she was saying that he was different than when she met him, and yeah, I had no idea. I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel when people say that. Maybe he changed, but it's also possible that she just didn't recognize the signs. In fact, I would say that's more likely because he was married to Aaliyah for a time, which means that if he had changed, this would have either been before he married Aaliyah or afterwards.
What was crazy, Bubs, really quick before we move on, before you talk about the other thing, what was even crazy is that there were a lot of people that didn't know about his second wife. Yeah,
so she was the second wife, and Aaliyah was the first. So it's not that he changed; it's that she just didn't recognize the signs.
I don't think she I mean, to her credit, she probably didn't know about she probably didn't know the signs that this guy was in fact a liar, and
I mean, he was married to a 15-year-old before you. He couldn't have changed, and he was in his late 20s. He couldn't have changed that much.
So I maybe she thought that it wasn't going to happen to her. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe.
I mean, anything could have been possible. I don't know, because she is divorced from him and the kids don't talk to him. So I don't know. I could not stomach the rest of the first part of the documentary. It was just too much.
Nice.
Too much. I couldn't do it.
I wonder with women like that, I think a lot of them choose to look the other way. A lot of them do. You know what I mean? Because you always hear these stories about girls who grew up being molested by either their dad or a stepfather, and the mom pretending,
or an uncle.
Yeah, or the mom pretending not to know. And I wonder how much of that is the mom really doesn't know versus she doesn't want to face reality. And I think it's more the second.
Oh yeah, I heard shows about that, and people are asking the question, how could you not know it was right there?
Mm-hmm.
Now, unless of course this doesn't happen in the woman's home.
Yeah.
And the predator takes them away, like they'll say, though, this guy says, I want to take, like, for example, if it's an uncle, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I want to take my niece to Disneyland, or I want to take my niece on a vacation to go see our family, right?
Yeah.
And then he molests her on the trip, but the mom doesn't know about it.
Let me tell you a really disturbing story.
Okay.
I want to make this perfectly clear. This did not happen to me.
Okay, good.
Okay. Because my mom never got married or anything like that.
Yeah.
My mom was technically married to my dad, but it was like a common law thing, to where, like, they say, if you're with somebody for 5 years,
or 7 years.
Yeah, you're married if you live together.
But it wasn't really a marriage.
It wasn't really a marriage.
Okay, go on.
Okay. I knew a guy who I'm no longer friends with.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom was dating somebody when he was like 6. And the guy made my ex-friend go down on him a lot. The mom finds out, and then the guy just says, "Oh, I won't do that anymore." And so they get married after that. And I think my friend still had to go down on the stepdad.
What?
Yeah.
That's really disturbing. And I didn't meet this person, did I?
No. We're no longer friends. He's kind of an asshole.
Oh, are you talking? Well, you didn't say that.
Why not?
Are you talking about the one that could be going through some health thing?
Oh, no, not that guy.
Okay.
No, let me explain it to you like this. Let's just say this guy is very vocal about his dietary plan.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Basically, he'll take the burger away from me if he saw me with it. Is that right?
Or he'll give like a 20-minute lecture about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that is really disturbing.
That is really disturbing.
That is just that's disgusting.
It is disgusting. Did you hear? Did we talk about the Barbra Streisand thing?
No. What about the Barbra Streisand thing? What happened to her now?
This was a couple years ago. They had released a documentary about Michael Jackson and about, him molesting kids and everything. And I think she said something like, it's not a big deal because those kids.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah, it's not a big deal that they were molested because they got money afterwards and they got to spend time in Neverland or whatever they called it.
Neverland, yeah.
Yeah. I just thought to myself, wow, that's extreme.
Well, I think it would be extreme to say if it was somebody, she doesn't really have much to say because it's not her kid.
Right.
And they're not her kids, and also too, I know a lot of people have differing opinions, but she didn't have to say that.
No,
I think it was stupid. But then she likes to say stupid things anyway.
Does she?
Yeah, I hear that. She does.
But it also could have been like an internet rumor. But I think I heard it from some legitimate sources.
Well, I also heard a rumor that Alyssa Milano said some mean things about people from Hawaii, but I'm not sure if that's true.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know much about her except that she's a vegan.
Yeah, she's a total nutcase.
Is she really?
Yeah, she was telling women not to have sex with their husbands.
That's weird.
Something weird about that, like women should go on a sex strike. I don't know, something stupid like that. And she has she says that, but she's already a mom, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Maybe she went on a sex strike after she gave birth to the kids.
No, it was just stupid. I can't remember what the context was, but she was encouraging women to go on a sex strike from their husbands, and I'm like, what are you talking about, lady?
Is she a good mom, or does she let people do stuff?
I don't know. I don't know. She's a vegan, so anything's possible, I guess. No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, every time I think about people that try to impose their diets on other people, that's when I don't really have. It's hard for me to have patience with them.
I think honestly,
yeah,
vegans are the only ones I think who try to do that. Vegetarians don't really do that so much, but vegans are big about that.
Oh, they're really big. Yeah. Because I remember I was shopping with this lady. She was a nice lady, and I think she saw something, and she had to make a point. Now, I'm not saying that she was trying to veganize me or anything. But she saw something that looked really good in the deli, and I think it was it might have been chicken or something. She's like, "Wow, I'm vegan, and that looks really good."
Yeah,
but, I'm vegan, but that really looks good.
Oh,
and I thought that's one of the first things that a vegan will say is, "Yeah, I'm vegan."
I know.
I'm vegan.
It's a lifestyle with these people as opposed to a dietary choice.
I know, and they have to. It just seems like they absolutely have to make people or let people know that not only are they vegans, but they want you to be a vegan too. Like, yeah. So remember that lady that used to be my ski instructor at one time? Mm-hmm. And we found out that she was a vegan. I think she was in the process of giving me some kind of sermon about why it's not good to eat animals, or why she thinks it's not good to eat animals. And I'm thinking, okay, she didn't, by the way. Otherwise, she's a very nice lady, but I just noticed that even the nicest vegans are the first people to say that they're vegans.
And here's the thing. There's a great argument to be made for being vegetarian or vegan. But at the same point, it's like, you're going to die anyway. And most scientists say we're past the point of no return as far as climate change goes. So it's actually have at it.
Actually, it isn't most scientists. It's the wacko scientists that are into junk science that'll say that. It's a junk scientist, Bubs.
Oh my goodness, whatever.
It's not even about climate change anymore, Bubs. It's never been about that.
You get triggered. Ouch. Hey, you get triggered way too easily.
No, I don't. I just think that you need to wake up a little bit, Bubs.
Okay, wake up.
Hey.
Okay. Tickle truce?
Tickle boy. Okay.
I just have this image, babes.
What?
Of in like 3 years, Florida will be gone. There'll be earthquakes all up and down the east and west coast. It'll be like 100 degrees out in December, and you'll just be saying, climate change is your real boss.
Well, how many times have they said, supposedly, that California was supposed to be in the water? It's not in the water.
But they haven't said that it's going to happen tomorrow. They say...
all their predictions have been false. They've always said, global warming will happen in 15 years. And then they change it to global cooling. Or was it global cooling before? I don't even remember. No. And then now they call it climate change. And then crazy Leonardo DiCaprio is telling people not to use their planes or their automobiles or whatever, and that you better not have any children because the world's not going to end. And they're just nutcases.
Okay, we don't want to dwell on this, and I do want to get back to Coolio, and you did take us away from that.
No, you're the one who took us on this rabbit hole too.
Okay, I'm going to make this super quick.
Yeah.
I don't think that people like Leonardo DiCaprio and Al Gore are good spokesmen for climate change, but that doesn't make the scientists wrong. And many scientists have said if they had it to do over, they would have labeled it as climate change from the beginning. So that was a mistake. But a lot of their predictions have been off, but they've been off in the opposite direction. So it's actually worse than they've predicted.
No, it hasn't been worse. It's just not, it hasn't been worse. It's just been false. That's what I'm trying to say. It's never been, it's not off by a little bit. It's all the way off. It's been false. Nothing has been proven. Solar panels are not actually working. Windmills have been killing birds. And it's not working. Their plans for trying to create a more greener planet isn't working.
Okay.
And what it's causing, what it's causing is far more than, hey!
I'm allowed to tickle babes.
What it's causing is more damage to people because they're forcing their agenda on everybody else.
Okay. Okay,
let's move on.
No.
Let's move on. You said your piece.
No, I didn't. Because you brought up like 10 more issues, so I'll make this real quick.
Oh.
I don't think that, I don't think that there's proof that solar panels haven't been working. And I would say that the reason we don't have solar panels more available in this country, and you're going to hate this, is because of the RNC. But... listen to our scientists, don't have kids, all that stuff.
And keep on fracking, everybody.
No.
Okay, let's move on. We're going to be on this forever.
Fracking is horrible.
No, let's keep on fracking and using our natural resources so that we don't have to borrow it from Russia.
Well, babes.
Okay, enough. Let's go now.
Babes, hold on.
No.
How about this? You let me say something and then we drop it.
Yeah, but you said...
No. Here's the thing. Because you keep sneaking little things in there. Like, I'm going to let it go.
No.
Well, use our natural resources. Yeah, I agree. Let's use the sun. What?
Our oil and our gas.
I'm not saying we give up tomorrow, but I'm saying we should at least try to reduce our dependency on oil. And fracking is horrible for our environment. They're having earthquakes in Omaha now, where they never had them before. Now we can drop
Hold on. Okay. By the way, earthquakes are not started by fracking. It's started by other stuff, not fracking. But go on. Let's move it. Let's move on.
All right, let's move on. Fracking is horrible. Now back to Coolio, babes.
Okay.
Before I was so rudely interrupted.
Well, I didn't interrupt you. We just went down this rabbit hole.
Here's what happened. We were talking about Tom Snyder saying that Coolio had a love for reading, and then you took us on to R. Kelly.
Yeah, but I didn't think we were going to go all the way somewhere else.
All right, well, we're back now, babe, so enjoy it.
Okay.
I am a huge movie fan, and he was on a lot of film soundtracks in the 70s.
In the 70s?
I'm sorry, in the 90s.
Wow.
I mean, Dangerous Minds set him over the top, but he was also on the Eddie soundtrack.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He had that song from the Nothing to Lose soundtrack. I think he might have also been on the Space Jam soundtrack.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. He and obviously, and of course, he was on the Clueless soundtrack because I remember when they were promoting Clueless and he was on MTV singing "Rolling with the Homies."
Nice.
Rolling with the home.
So he was involved with 2 hit movies that summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is.
And then around 1998 or 99, he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, but I heard over the years that he owned a couple of salons, and I'm like, oh wow. I didn't know that he was into hair, but I guess he was.
He's done cooking shows. I've seen him on the Food Network before, participating in cooking competitions.
Did it look like he was having fun with that?
And it looked like he was also doing well, too.
Oh, wow.
I was a big fan. And it's really weird to think about somebody who was so essential to my development is now gone.
Yeah, that's how I felt when Prince died, because we both grew up with Prince. I
wasn't as big of a Prince fan as I am a Coolio, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really go. I mean, I wasn't like a big Prince fan, but I definitely grew up with his music, and I was shocked when he died. I am still shocked that Coolio died. Probably just as shocked as I was when Aaliyah died. So I mean, it's just yeah, it's crazy.
And he had a lot of great songs that were not radio hits, like "Cartoon from the Ghetto," which one I really like. "Ghetto High Life" is an underrated classic, I think. He did a great song with E40 and Cam called "Exercise Your Game." What else? "It Takes a Thief" is great. "A Can of Corn" is great. Lots of other songs too. He will be missed.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that his popularity didn't last. And I know not everybody can be at that height for that long. But, Snoop has done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you would have thought that maybe Coolio wouldn't still be at that level, but still be relatively respected in the rap game.
But maybe that's the way he wanted it, because he wanted to try other things. He wasn't always consumed by hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's good. I think that, even singers and actors and actresses, they want to try different things.
I would have loved to just sit down and talk with him for a couple hours and get his theories on life.
Ask him what's on his reading list.
Yeah, find out that. I think in the Tom Snyder interviews, he talked about how when he was a teenager, he used to go to work at like Taco Bell's or McDonald's. And after a couple of months, he'd be like the assistant manager.
Wow. Really?
And he said that he felt at times they were trying to groom him for management, but he didn't want to go that route.
Oh, wow.
And he also talked about issues with drugs and whatnot. You should check out those interviews. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else is an interesting person?
Tell me.
Is Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
What?
Keep going.
No, I just thought he was, he kind of, I know he's not like Coolio, but he got into a little bit of rap for a while, and he used to play basketball and all that.
The only reason people care about him as a rapper is because he was a basketball star.
I guess.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe Shaq actually also did a song with Dub C on one of his albums.
Oh, wow.
Which is, odd, since Dub C, we've established, was in the Mad Circle with Coolio. I wonder how Dub C is feeling today.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Were they like best friends?
I don't know if they were best friends, but they were fairly close. I mean, if they were in a group together back in the 80s, I think they continue to work together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Dub C.
Okay.
I wonder how he's doing.
I don't know.
Just in general.
Maybe you should reach out to him.
You think I should?
I don't know. It's I don't care what you do with that
one. Find out if I can contact him on Twitter. I'd love to talk to Dub C about his life. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you don't have to reach out to him, but maybe you could look him up.
And what was that whole thing like when Coolio exploded and he's kind of in the background, and then like a year later the West Side Connection comes out with Bow Down, And he's not as big as Coolio, but he's still known and respected. But then he gets caught up in that whole beef that Ice Cube had with Cypress Hill.
Wow.
You know.
I didn't know they had that one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Crazy
stuff. He's gotten into a few beefs, it sounds like.
Ice Cube? A couple. Well, okay, so there was the NWA beef after he left the group. There was the thing with Cypress Hill. What other ones has he gotten into? I think him and Cam had an issue for a while, but I don't know if that's true or if that was like an internet rumor. I think that might be it, as far as I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How do you feel about this?
I don't know.
I heard that him, Snoop Dogg, E40, and Too Short are working on an album together.
Wow. I can't believe I met someone that knew about that actually knew him.
Too Short.
Or at least his cousin was dating him for a short time.
That's interesting.
But I guess the relationship ended. Oh. He's like, he was glad that it ended.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, wow, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah, good.
I can understand that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of music.
Yep.
There was a band back in the 90s called the Screaming Trees.
Uh-huh.
And they were around the Seattle grunge movement type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the members of the band was a man named Mark Lanigan. By the way, I haven't really listened to their music.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard about a book that he wrote called Sing Backwards. And I read it this week, and it was really, really good.
We actually just talked about this last episode.
No, we didn't, because we haven't recorded since I read the book.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you said, well, I remember you said you finished it.
I told you that on the phone, but we weren't recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we did. Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay, babes. I still love you.
Oh, my goodness.
A little bit dingy, but I love you.
Hey!
What? I love my teenager.
Buzz!
What?
Go on with your story.
Oh, my goodness.
No, I really did think we recorded it.
No.
So.
Yeah, it's okay. I still love you, babes. But he talks about how his mom never loved him. His dad, did his best. And he got into drugs and playing in a band. Apparently he was good friends with Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
And Mark and Kurt tried to do an album of Leadbelly covers together.
Wow.
But neither one of them wanted to take charge in the studio. This was before Nirvana really blew up.
Yeah.
And he was even asked by Kurt to play a guitar part on Where Did You Sleep Last Night when they did the Unplugged album. But he didn't want to do it for whatever reason.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Screaming Trees never really got that big. They had like one or two hits and then they kind of went away.
I didn't even hear about them.
I didn't really know about them until I found out about this book. So Mark is having issues with the band. This is the mid-90s. I think it's like not too long after Kurt's death. And he records a solo album. One day he gets a phone call from David O. Russell saying, I've heard your solo work and I want to use it as a soundtrack to my movie, Spanking the Monkey.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's apparently about a guy who helps his mom recover from a broken ankle and they end up having sex.
What?
I've never seen the movie. I want to watch it though. I've heard good things about it.
Oh, his mom?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
We got to watch that sometime.
No, thank you.
Why not?
I don't want to watch an incest movie.
Well, I don't think they have full-on sex. I think it's just implied, like most movies. It's not a porno film.
We'll talk about that later, Bubs.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe they'll show it on the Disney Channel. Okay.
Ah, no.
Anyways. And David O. Russell says, if you let me use your songs in these movies, I'll never forget it, and I'll remember you down the line. turns out one of Mark's friends worked for David O. Russell.
Oh, wow.
And Mark called him back, found out what the movie was about, and got kind of freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
So after David O. Russell did Spanking the Monkey, he went on to do Flirting with Disaster, which is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Three Kings, and then a couple other films that were fairly big.
Hmm.
And Mark said this is like a missed opportunity for him.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed this book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on the subject, really. I don't know about this group, so I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I read another book called Sundays at 8,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically taking portions of interviews from C-SPAN, from book notes, and putting it into a book form. That was really interesting. There was somebody on there, or I guess on the show, and then they encapsulated the interview for this book. And he wrote a book called The Black History of the White House. Some professor, and he said that after Obama got elected, a lot of people came to him and wanted him to write about President Obama, first black president. And he said he wanted to do something a little bit different and have the take of, well, what about all the black people who influenced the White House, right? Uh-huh. So black people who had worked inside there, or Washington slaves, even though, as we know, Washington never lived in the White House. I find that book on Bard, but it has all these page numbers scattered throughout. Yeah, so I quickly gave up on it.
Oh, wow.
They also talked about the TARP program. Uh-huh. And I didn't know this until reading the book this week. Do you know how much money we invested into TARP?
In the trillions.
$23.7 trillion, according to the book.
And they said that's crazy.
Yeah, and it makes me think, they say that student loan debt in this country is still $4 trillion. If we can bail out Wall Street to $23 trillion, like 15 years ago, why can't we just forgive all the student loans if they're only $4 trillion and call it a day?
It's not going to work that way.
Why not, though?
Because the people who are trying to push it are not going to be the ones to pay for the student loans. Everybody else who either paid off their student loans or are still paying off their student loans have to worry about somebody else's. And I just don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's right. I think that if they really wanted to change it, then they would have they would be able to do something that would go to their tuition, but it would go directly to the school and not the loan sharks.
Well, I look at it like this. If we're willing to pay $23.7 trillion to help a bunch of rich executives make their bonuses, then why can't we pay $4 trillion to help out the little guy?
Because it's not gonna work, because everybody else is gonna be stuck paying off everybody else's debt. It's not going to happen.
You're getting really defensive.
It is not going to happen, and I think it's just ridiculous that Joe Biden would even think that was going to be a good idea.
Well, Joe Biden doesn't think that would be a good idea.
Yes, he does. Maybe his handlers are telling him to say that, but I think it's a good idea. I think he's thinking it's a good idea, but
he only gave like $10,000 of relief to people, and I think maybe it went up to $20,000 if he got Pell grants, but still, that's not nearly enough.
Yeah, it's not working.
Oh my goodness!
But anyway, yeah. So the TARP program. What else did they talk about?
They talk. The way you're like, go, moving on, Bob, because your young boys work, so Jaylo wants to move on.
I did not say that.
We got 23.7 trillion for executives.
No, I think they're both insane.
Oh, good. Oh,
no, I don't just think that. No, that's insane, and the loan thing is insane.
Nice.
Of course, that's what I actually thought.
Okay, okay. That's good. You're not that much of a Republican then. Oh, what?
That's it, folks. That's it. You stop it now. You stop it. Okay. Enough,
All right,
please.
give me a kiss.
Why?
Well, if you don't want to tickle Trish, you don't have to kiss me.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, before I was rudely interrupted. Okay, so outside of the TARP program, they also talked about the 9/11 fund,
Wow.
which I was unaware about.
I didn't know that either.
Or unaware of, I should say. That was really sad.
Oh.
They interviewed a reporter who, I think he was in Iraq, and he deflected a grenade and he ended up losing one of his hands.
Oh.
Like 2003.
Oh. Ow.
That was really interesting.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, there was some lady who was a local reporter, and she wrote a series of stories about this guy in the South who won $321 million in the lottery. I think it was a Powerball. And he took the payout of like $114 million.
Really?
And it ended up ruining his life. Like, he started going to strip clubs a lot. Him and his wife had a daughter who had died of cancer a couple years earlier.
Oh.
And she had a daughter, and the father of their grandchild had killed himself before then. So they were raising the granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
I think she was a teenager, and she got into a bunch of trouble and ended up either overdosing or killing herself a couple years after this.
Because of the money?
I think the money enabled her to get drugs and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
Because, the grandfather spoiled her and whatnot.
And they weren't using their money wisely, or he wasn't.
He wasn't. It ruined his marriage.
Wow.
That was super interesting.
That's so sad.
They talked to Eric Larson, who wrote a book that I thought was great called Devil in the White City.
Oh, the one about H.H. Holmes?
Yeah, and the Chicago World Fair in 1893. I can never talk.
That sounds like an American Justice story, a Devil in the White City.
They've been trying to make it into a movie for years. At one point, Leonardo DiCaprio was attached to star in it.
Wow.
Yeah. But he was talking about another book called In the Garden of Beasts, about this ambassador we sent over to Germany in the early 1930s. Like from 33 to the end of 34, I think.
Oh, wow.
I know, I need to read the book. And then I read, they had on a reporter who talked about a book he had written called Escape from Camp 14. Basically the story of this kid who was born in a North Korean death camp and ended up escaping when he was in his early 20s.
Oh, wow.
And I read that book right after reading Sundays at 8.
Wow.
That book was super powerful. Escape from Camp 14.
Huh.
It was talking about how when he was a little kid in the camp, sometimes he would steal his mom's lunch and she'd beat him.
Wow.
And one day he finds out that his mom is going to help his older brother escape the camp. He turns in the mom and the brother, and the mom is executed in front of him. He tells another story about, he's in class one day. I think this is like first grade, what we would consider roughly around that age, right?
Uh-huh.
Because they might call it something different in North Korea.
Yeah.
And one of their teachers comes by and says, okay, I want all of you to empty your pockets.
Wow.
A little girl had 5 pieces of corn in her pocket.
Uh-huh.
The teacher made her get on her knees.
Yeah.
And he slaps her across the face. She ends up dying.
Just like that?
I think he slapped her across the face with some weapon of some kind.
Oh.
The other students drag her home, and she died that night. And he said nobody ever mentioned that.
Wow.
And nobody ever knew the teacher's name. So it was they just called this person the teacher, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It gets even weirder. So, guy grows up, and they end up cutting off part of his middle finger because he breaks a piece of equipment.
Oh.
So he's like, I don't know, late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
He meets somebody in the camp who's fixing, things. Yeah. And they tell this kid we want you to spy on this man.
Yeah.
Finds out this guy is really well spoken, and the guy says, I used to be a martial arts instructor, and I knew a lot of the top officials in North Korea. Me and my wife tried to defect, but then we came back here because we left our son here. And we were both captured. Now she is trying to use her connections to get out of here and leave me stuck here.
Wow.
So he tells this kid all these stories about what life is like out of the camps. And the kid's name is, I think it's like Chin.
Yeah, okay.
And Chin is starting to, the thing that he's really fascinated by is all the food. Mm-hmm. That you could just like go to a fridge and eat something.
Yeah, because he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, and you didn't even have to be like a super rich billionaire dude to do that.
Yeah.
One night they break out.
Him and who?
Him and the old guy who they call Pac in the book.
Yeah, yeah.
They're running towards this electric fence.
Yep.
Chin slips. He's supposed to crawl under the fence first.
Oh.
Or jump over it.
Yeah.
But because he slips, Pac ends up hitting it.
Oh.
And is electrified to death. Chin uses his body, Pac's body, to like get a wedge through the fence. And I'm not quite sure how all that works. And escape.
So he leaves that guy there.
Yep.
And escapes.
Exactly.
Wow.
And, you know, the author is some reporter who's just like interviewing Chin for this book and finds out that this guy has really these harsh struggles with empathy. Like he didn't really feel bad that his mom died or any of these people around him. He said at one point that he just saw his mom as another competitor for food.
Wow.
It's a really interesting book.
Wow. Well, I guess if you're brought up in a harsh environment, you can't feel. Like you're not supposed to feel, because if you feel, then that to them that means that you're weak, I guess.
Yeah, and they even said that they separated kids in the camps based on who came there later versus who was born in the camps, because they didn't want the kids who came there later telling the kids who were born in the camps about what it's like outside of there. Oh, right. And at one point, Chin looks at his dad's records and finds out why his dad got sent to the camps.
Wow.
You know why?
Why?
Because his dad's brothers affected to South Korea. And in North Korea, rumor has it that if one of your families defects, that's considered a 3-generation crime, which means you get sent to a death camp, your kids have to be there, and their kids have to be there. So
it's like a curse.
It's like a curse for like 3 generations.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
How do you feel about this?
It's disturbing. Actually, it's very disturbing.
So let me ask you the obvious question.
What is the obvious question?
If somebody is born and raised in a Korean death camp and they never escape and they die there, which is common to die young in a death camp. Yeah. Probably not a huge surprise.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about Jesus. Do they go to heaven?
No.
Wow.
No, I mean, if they don't, because, okay, and this is why I say this.
Okay.
I'm sure that there are missionaries that go to North Korea. I cannot imagine any region that hasn't been touched yet, because there are people that are going even into the remotest areas. And in my opinion, there isn't really a lot of excuses. And I think that they had to have known something, or at least they had to have known, or at least in their religion, there is something to do with, there is something that's like the Trinity. So I'm not saying that they're not worthy of going to heaven if they choose, if they hear about the gospel. I'm saying if they hear about it and they don't, and they decide not to, then I really can't say.
Okay, well, I'm saying in the book, Chin said that they weren't taught anything about religion. And he didn't know anything about it until long after he escaped the death camp.
Okay. I can't talk about the fates of those people. I really can't.
Okay. It's possible that maybe...
But there are missionaries that have gone to North Korea.
I know that, and I've read a book about some of them, but have they actually gone into the death camps?
I don't know if they have, and it's possible if they have. I don't know. They would have to really be careful, though. I have to look that up, Bubs. I don't know. I'm sure that they have at least tried to, but I don't know if if any missionaries actually gone into the death camps.
Right.
The only way that they would be able to talk to anyone is if they were out of the death camp. So I don't know.
I know. So you don't think it's possible that God looks at this and says, okay, this kid was born and raised in a death camp. They didn't meet any Christian missionaries. They don't know anything about Jesus Christ. So yeah, they're not a believer. But in this situation, maybe we can make an exception because they had no way of knowing.
No, it's not like they have a mental problem and they can't understand it.
But they're not exposed to the information, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, a lot of people are going to be judged for not telling them. We're not telling people, and they're also going to be judged for not repenting. But I'd like to say that I'd like to say that I would change my mind on this, but I just cannot imagine anyone not hearing about it.
You can't imagine it, but that's your life experience. And we know that there's people who haven't heard about it because in recent years we keep finding
because people have asked pastors and missionaries, but the only answer is I don't know. I can't prove that they have not heard about the gospel at all.
Okay, let's say you had definitive proof that somebody had lived.
I think we should say this for the next episode.
Okay, but we will be bringing this up in the next one.
No. We've talked about it ad nauseum.
But we know that there have been people who have lived and died without knowing about the teachings of Jesus Christ, though. We know that as a fact. But we'll talk about this in the next episode.
Okay.
Because you want to do a one on the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, boy.
Yes, I do. Don't make fun now.
I never would. I don't make fun of the
Yes, you do.
That's your job, babes.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. You should really, stop.
Hey, I don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
No, you be good boy.
I always am.
No, you don't. No, you be good boy. You're not going to be good boy.
I'm always good boy, babes.
Okay.
Jaylo.
Yep.
We've talked about a lot of things.
We did.
I know this is kind of a shorter one. Yes, it is. Is there anything else you want to discuss, or should we?
I do have a dream. It was a weird dream.
Go ahead.
So one part of the dream, I'm in this room with somebody and we're debating this guy, and I can't remember what the topic was. And then in the other part of the dream, I was eating a bag of barbecue chips, which is kind of funny because I have some in my cabinet right now. And it was in my backpack, and when I was eating it, my sister told me, she said, "Hey, I packed some fruit for my kids. Make sure that you don't eat the fruit because I packed some fruit." And somehow, I really don't know how this happened, but some of the fruit ended up in my backpack and I was eating it. Nice. It was weird. I don't know how that happened. And then I woke up.
I remember the other thing I wanted to talk about.
What's that?
Was that your only dream?
Yes.
Okay. Last night, I'm chilling at the house, the apartment, whatever you want to call it.
Apartment.
And I get a text from somebody saying, "Hey, I'm going to be in town. Is this still your telephone number?" And without going into specifics, this is a person who I feel is a little bit of a brown noser. And I feel copies me a lot. And it's not somebody who I've talked to since before the start of the pandemic, right? I kind of had now, regardless of whether you think the lockdowns were too extreme or not here in Portland, a conclusion I've come to is if I haven't at least texted with somebody since before the pandemic, then they're not my friends.
Yeah.
Right? Then I don't need them in my life.
Yeah.
I'm just being real with you.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
And I think you would even agree that that's probably a good rule of thumb because of how dramatic that whole thing was.
If you haven't texted with them for 2 years?
Since before the start of the pandemic.
Well, I mean, it depends on the situation too,
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't know. I guess that would be a good rule of thumb for you, but I wouldn't go that far.
I know. You like to push back. But anyways, I look at this text. This person saying, I'm going to be in town next weekend. I'm thinking, we didn't really get along that well before the pandemic. And it's not like you were, checking up on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about writing something snarky back to this person. And then I just thought, why don't I just delete the text?
Well, I mean, didn't he say that, didn't this person say that his girlfriend lives here?
Yeah.
And I made a joke. I said, hey, I was just thinking about something. What if his girlfriend's name also started with an A?
Exactly. Another way of copying me.
And her last name conveniently started with the same letter as my last name. I just think it would be so funny, though.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, conveniently.
Yes.
Conveniently has a girlfriend in Portland. Yeah.
But I wanted to acknowledge that. How does this make you feel?
I think it's a little bit weird because I only met this person once, I'll say.
Okay.
Because you made me go to this thing. It's like, you asked me to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, you weren't really close even before that, right?
No.
Okay, so I don't know why all of a sudden he wants to hang out.
I think this person honestly just likes copying my style, and he wants to know what the latest trends are. And I know that makes me sound like an egomaniac.
Yeah, it does.
But in this case, I think there's a lot of truth to that statement.
Yeah, but there's some things he couldn't control, like when he was born and his name.
Okay.
Okay.
But my point is, your man has a lot of copycats running around.
Only one.
No, there are others.
Is there?
Yeah. Well, one of them might be dead now.
Oh.
And not killed by me, killed by natural causes. And, all that good stuff.
Well, I don't know. I think if he does text you again, I seriously think you need to block him.
Oh, maybe I'll do that.
But that's just me. Yeah, that's just me. I mean, I personally don't want to sit through another dinner of,
yes,
of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I really don't. I'm like, I don't care. I just don't care. But that's just me.
That's very good there, Jaylo. Very good there.
Yeah.
Well, Jaylo, I know this one is a little bit shorter. But unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, I think we talked about quite a bit.
There we go, babes.
Yes.
All right, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.